what has EA changed and what has EA fixed? Hopefully a lot. What up though, family? We are back with another College Football 26 video, and we are talking about the update. The update that drops tomorrow, and if you watching this past September 11th or on September 11th, the day of, but we're talking about that update. The update that's going to drop on September 11th, man, to see what they have done again and to fix college football and some of the issues we are going through. Now look, I'm not going to go over the whole thing because some of that, it don't even make sense, and it's like small changes that they fix here and there. But if you do want to be able to check out the whole thing, I'll leave the link in the description below so you can go ahead and hit the link and check out the campus huddle for yourself. But I am going to go over key highlight things that I think are very important to what we got going on, man. So with that being said, I ain't here to waste your time, man. Enough of me yapping. Let's get it cracking. And don't forget, I got my handy dandy note sheet to help me out, man, because trust me, there's some things that you want to know. But without further ado, man, let's get into these changes. All right, so the first thing we got to talk about is the gameplay, because, you know, that's the most important thing. So let's go ahead and cover that. Now, before we cover that, we got to talk about what they changed online. So if you were playing online, which we all play Road to the College Football Playoffs, you were playing 3-minute quarters for the game, right? Well, not no more. They went ahead and made a change to where now it's going to be 4-minute quarters. Now, the reason why they said they made the change was to help the visiting team with stadium posts. Or you could have just turned it down a notch. Not saying that it needs to be removed, but you could at least turn it down just a smidget to where somebody could actually function and play. Because, man, whether you believe it or not, and I know if you watching this, you know like I know, stadium posts definitely influences a win or a loss. Like, I'm just telling you, I done won some games definitely because of stadium posts, and I done definitely lost some games because of stadium posts. But with that being said, they made the time for the quarters now to 4 minutes to make it a little bit longer to see if that'll help out with dealing with stadium posts. So, you know, basically, let's just wait till you get to the fourth quarter where it sort of goes away. I don't know why it goes away in the fourth quarter, but it does. But either way, that's what they're saying. So let's talk about the pass blocking and the pass rush, man, because this is what they said they deal with. And I told you, I got my handy dandy note sheet, so here we go. It says they have now added an option in the coaching adjustments to where you can go ahead and turn your pass blocking to set it to base. So now, when you initially come in there and you pick your play, it automatically has the pass blocking assignments done, which irritated everybody. So they went on ahead, and now you go into coaching adjustments, and you'll go ahead and have an option to go ahead and change that, so where you can change it to base, to where now you'll come out in base, and then you can make your adjustments there. I think that's a dub, because you already know when you come in on college football, when you're playing, like, you ain't got much time to make audibles, and if you still mess around with your audibles, then boom, you're going to get a 5-yard penalty for false start and all that other junk. So that only makes sense that you can do that. Also, they fixed the blocking UI from popping up to where it just pops up in scenarios that it don't need to be there, that it just still sits there. So they went ahead and fixed that too. Also fixed an issue where your offensive lineman would slide unintentionally when you use the untarget defensive mechanic. So once you use that, for some god-awful reason, your offensive lineman would just change their assignment and slide. So they went ahead and fixed that. So that's a dub for sure. Now, I don't know how I feel about this one, but they fixed for the offensive linemen to where they won't automatically swap or switch their target assignments when running out of the empty set. So I don't know. Empty is already enough to deal with, and so I guess now with the blocking, it's going to be a little bit better to where they just don't automatically just be switching back and forth, that they'll stay with their blocking assignment. So with that being said, you're probably really finna get irritated with people who go 5 wide. Just letting you know. They also tuned the defensive tackles. So like when we're in this goal line set, you know how your tackle would bull rush and get through, but for some reason when the quarterback scrambled out, they would dumb out. Well, they fixed that now to where your tackle is not just going to bull rush. Rather, he's going to take into account that the QB is trying to scramble and deal with it. And this was usually happening on the goal line set where somebody would hike out and just immediately run with that little QB speed boost and run out. Well, now your linemen are going to they're going to act accordingly and do what they're supposed to do instead of just dumbing out and just running beside somebody or just acting like they don't even see him in general, because this happened to me a few times. So I'm glad they fixed that. They also tuned the pass depth with your offensive linemen when dealing with single, with the single mud coverage. So basically, your linemen wouldn't get into the proper depth as far as where they need to be lined up at and how far they need to drop back. They would always sort of dumb out And by them dumbing out, it usually let defenders go untouched. So now they sort of tune that to where now that your offensive linemen will drop back accordingly and fill the space that they're supposed to fill to deal with those targets, man. So that's a W for sure. Now we got to talk coverage. Most important thing to me, you know what I'm saying? Because, hey, man, coverage is coverage, man. So they updated the hook curls, right? So the hook curls now, they will be, when you play underneath coverage, they're going to play at the 5-yard mark. So they're going to actually drop to the adjustment to the 5-yard mark. And when you play over the top, they're going to play over the top. Now, these are your hook curls now. They're going to play over the top from 12 to 18 yards. So that means that when we're playing over the top, when somebody tries to drop that in that little sweet spot, right where the that little gap between the safety and your linebackers, well, now when you play over the top, they're going to drop it to try to fill that void to where, so now anything between the 12 to 18 yard mark, they're going to go ahead and take care of. So that helps a lot. So that's kind of like making sure that you can't send your tight end on that little seam, on that little streak, and they usually get right behind you, or they do like a deep cross and then just get behind you. So either way, man, that's a W. I like that. They also updated the vertical hooks now. Man, this is long overdue. But they finally updated the vertical hooks where they don't match anymore. They just play the spot. Because right when they would match, you would just want them to sit there. And the only way you got them to sit there is that you had to literally adjust the you had to custom stem it to try to get them to stand there. And sometimes that didn't even work. They still ended up running off with that slot receiver or whatever, right? So they finally fixed it to where now they're going to play their zone correctly and they're not going to match automatically. So, hey, man, some of these changes should have been happened, but they finally did it. And then we got the hook rec. I mean, the 3-rec hook, right? So the 3-rec hook in the match logic wasn't doing what it was supposed to do. So then when you would take that running back and put him out to the other side and put him on a swing route, he would act like he didn't even see him. Well, now the 3-rec hook will see that running back and follow him in that match concept to go ahead and be with that running back in the match logic, which is key for us, because if I like running match to a certain degree in certain situations, and I had to know for a fact to be the 3-rec hook to go ahead and cover that running back because he never did, right? So that kind of helps us out. And also under the cover 9 logic, it improves the 3-rec hook as well to now when you see that running back running those cross routes or those Texas routes, the 3-rec hook is now going to play that a lot more aggressively, so they're going to go with it. So that's a dub, man, because, you know, that 3-rec was just sitting out there. It wasn't doing absolutely nothing, or he would match on to somebody else, and you'd be like, bro, what are you doing? Which leaves the running back wide open by themselves. I've dealt with that a lot, so that's why you have to physically do it yourself. But now the 3-rec will play it. Now let's talk catching, man, because, you know, catching, you know if you know. Just listen to this one. You're going to like this one. So they fixed an issue allowing receivers to hang on to the ball, to hang on to too many passes instead of getting the ball knocked out in traffic. Man, that's happened to me so much where tight end has caught the ball, and I'm talking about right when he hits his hand. I hit stick him and try to knock all of his protection off, like his shoulder pads, everything, and he still holds on to the ball. So they finally fixed that to where now those individuals should be dropping those passes, man, which just makes sense to me. It should have been that way. They also tuned the mid-air animations to where they won't be happening so much. Man, whatever. I don't really care about mid-air animations anyway. And then they went on ahead and improved some situations where the collisions with the wide receivers at the snap would disrupt the timing of the route. So I've dealt with that personally, even in the game that I've played where the DB might be in a hard flat or whatever, and he's running beside my receiver that I put on the streak. And so now my receiver's stuck on them and they can't get off the route to be able to run their route. So they fixed that to where now they should still be able to run their route, which is a dub, because that was definitely irritating to me. And now we talk about the run game. So with the run game, they enabled the QB juke moves for your wide receivers and your halfbacks when coming out of that wildcat formation. So initially they weren't able to do it, but now you're going to be able to go ahead and do that to make it a little bit better. They also fixed the logic to where this speed boost, it wasn't working to the way that they thought it should for QBs. So they kind of tuned it down, but my whole thing was, why are we giving speed boost to QBs anyway? That little speed boost that everybody's getting, even though I may use it, you know, because it's there, it still is an unfair advantage. It don't make sense to get these speed boosts. Like, it just doesn't need to be in the game, in my opinion, man. If you feel that way, you let me know. But in my opinion, I feel like it shouldn't be there. And then we talk about alignment and formation logic, right? Man, oh man. They fixed an issue where your defensive front would flip automatically, and then all your play arts would flip over. So let me know if this happened to you, where somebody's quick hiking and they're running no huddle, and you may be in a cover 4, right? Boom. As soon as you get to the line after the play, they run a no huddle. Next thing you know, your defensive line flips over, and then all of your play art is where this guy's thirds is going this way, and his quarters is going that way. And so it's all crossed, and when they hike the ball, your whole defense just runs and goes in different directions. And when they do that, it just leaves the street wide open on the outside. They finally fixed that. And that's happened so much to where you either have to call a timeout or eat it. Like, and if you ain't had no timeouts to give, you were just finna get burned. Like, you know what I'm saying? And people knew that, so they used it to their advantage. So they finally fixed that, man, it was much needed. Now let's talk about the hot routes and the audibles, right? So they updated to where the offense cannot insta flip when coming out the huddle anymore. So when you come out the huddle, you won't instantly be able to flip your formation or even audible to a different formation. They're going to wait for you to get to the line, and once you get to the line, then you'll be able to make your necessary adjustments. I don't know if I like that or not, but hey, I guess people have been exploiting it, and they wanted to take it out of there to just get a handle on it, I guess. And then we got the hot route timing, right? So they tune this to where if you are if you're a good quarterback, there will be a difference between a good quarterback and a bad quarterback with that logic, right? Now, I don't know how that works because, you know, usually when we say good quarterback, bad quarterbacks, it never works to the way it's supposed to, but that's what they're saying. And then they also said that they fixed an issue to where offenses are allowing rapid hot routes after pass blocking the running back. So I knew this, where if I hurry up and pass route blast block my running back, I was able to change a lot of things a lot quicker compared to if I didn't pass block him. It would take seconds, pause, look around, see what it is. You know what I'm saying? So they fixed that. And they also said that they have a meaningful delay to where now the QB's delays for that timing will be somewhat the same for everybody, for all the QBs. So when you're doing hot routes, it will all be somewhat the same. Now, granted, certain QBs will be able to get done a little faster, but it's still going to be that timing still going to be the same. Now, why they did that? Just to make it even across the board, because I'm pretty sure trying to make every individual person, depending on their attributes, make it different is probably causing issues within the game. So it just makes it to make it even across the board, which it just frees up no issues, man. And with the run defense, they tune the assignment where flows consistently between RPOs and alert keys and peak logic. What that means, they're just making sure everybody plays the RPOs like they're supposed to, because even when you attempted to play the RPO, you might be playing the pass. For some reason, your guy might not get out there quick enough or just might not play it aggressively enough. So that's why they did that. They also added the logic to the edge rushers so that when people doing these boot naked runs with the QB, your edge rusher will go ahead and attack the QB as his assignment. Only if he is in contain, though. He has to be in QB contains. If he's not in QB contains, he's going to do what he's been doing. But if you put him in QB contains, he will immediately take out that quarterback when they run those boot naked runs, man. So that's a good thing. And when it comes to Dynasty, they did a lot of small changes in Dynasty, and it's going to be dealing with like recruiting and stuff like that. If you want to, again, see all those changes in there, I'm not going to really go over that because it was just little minute stuff. It wasn't that big of a deal, but it was here and there for the whole Dynasty mode on things that were happening. But if you want to read that, again, the link will be in the description below for you to check it out. But let me know, what do you think about these changes? Please let me know in the comments below, because I got to see it to believe it. You know what I'm saying? That's the first and foremost when it comes to EA. No disrespect, but I just got to see it to believe it. And then once I see it working in real time, then, you know what I'm saying, I'll be a happy camper is what they say. But if it don't work, then yeah, dog, I'm going to still keep playing Madden, even though I love college, because, again, Madden's it's a better game as of right now as far as enjoying the play style of it and the gameplay. I definitely want college to be on that same board, though, because I love playing college, as obviously you do because you're watching this video. And so with that being said, man, what changes would you like to see that I may not have went over that you think should have been changed, man? Let me know in the description below, man, because I know there's some other things that I feel like they didn't address that they definitely need to. But y'all let me know what y'all think, man, and let's have a conversation about that. And if you enjoying this video and the content, man, as I hope you are, and you made it this far, then you know what I need you to do. I need you to smash the like button and consider subscribing to the channel if you have not, as it is only a thumb movement and it helps me out tremendously, and there is no me without you. Also, if you didn't know, I live stream on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we always at the cookout having a great time, man. So pull up on us, man. We'll be playing all types of games, man. We just rocking out. Definitely Madden, definitely college and other stuff once it drops. But either way, man, just pull up on us. I'm on YouTube, obviously, and I'm on Twitch, man. So whichever one you like, I'm gonna be right there, man. And with that being said, we gotta end this video like we end every video, man, giving the good Lord his praise, because without him, there would be no us, man. So we thank you for that. And with that being said, if ain't no one told you that they love you today, just know that Jesus loves you, man. Peace and love, and I'm gonna catch you on the next one.